Last fall, when I did my very first Ulta order, I went a little overboard. That's because I basically had nothing and I had no idea what I was looking for. So I bought a little bit of everything. And some of those purchases were good, some of them were kind of duds. But this year, I have a much better idea of what I'm looking for. And so during the Ulta 21 Days of Spring, I had a very curated list of products that I wanted. And I made a list ahead of time on which days they were going to have my items on sale. And then I just did not sign on the other days. I did not want to get caught up in saying, oh, but I could get that for 50% off. No, I didn't do that. So I only signed on the days that had items that I wanted by looking at the list ahead of time. And so instead of everything coming in 2 huge boxes, which I will try to find a picture of, everything came in a little box like this, and some padded mailers. So much more curated shopping trip. Very happy. My wallet's very happy too. Now, of the items I bought, because there really weren't that many of them, I'm wearing some of them today. And towards the end of the video, I'll tell you exactly what I'm wearing. But as we go along, see if you can guess which of the products I'm wearing today. And think about what you got. Which one of my purchases did you like, and which ones did you think were ridiculous? What were your favorite products that you bought? Leave a comment with whatever products you liked and you bought, or you would have bought if you had done it. So let's do some vicarious shopping with me. Hit that like button while we're thinking about it. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing and coming back. If you're new to my channel, I hope you like what you find. I'm just, a regular old woman who's 67 and learning to do makeup. And so there's no pressure on this one, okay? I'm not claiming that I know everything. I mean, for one thing, if you had seen my videos 4 or 5 months ago, you can tell I'm starting to learn how to do my eyebrows a little bit better now, but that'll be a different video. But we just want to come, we have fun, talk about challenges of being over 60 and makeup, or being over 60 and learning makeup for the first time. And, we just want to have fun. So let's take a look at what I got. Now, in my first order, I had ordered the Flower Beauty Coastal Palette, and it wasn't on sale yet, but I found a 20% off coupon on the internet, and so I added it to that first order. I did not realize that these were going to be on sale later in the sale. So I loved that first one, that coastal one, so much, I went and added, on the day that these were 50% off, the Jungle Lights and the Garden Lights, because this is a beautiful formula for older eyes. It goes on very smoothly. You could do a light application and for a more subtle or sophisticated look, and I just loved it. They did make a 4th one, which has not been at Ulta for a long time. It's been sold out at Ulta for a long time. I don't know if you can find it anyplace else, but now I've got the Coastal, which I'm not showing here because it wasn't technically on sale, the Jungle Lights, and the Garden Lights. Oh, I think the other one was called Desert Lights. But like I said, it hasn't been at Ulta for a very long time. But now, getting these at 50% off, they were just $5 a piece for incredible, incredible palettes. So this is the Revolution Forever Flawless palette in the colorway Hype. The little bit of Revolution eyeshadow I've got, I really like. I understand some of them are not as good as other ones, but with this one 50% off, I just thought it would be a really fun summer palette. I mean, there's a couple shades in here I can use in the spring, but aren't these going to be beautiful during the summer? I mean, I just think they're going to be gorgeous. I'm going to see if I can... Okay, so there. Now we've got it in there, and the mirror's not in the way. This one was on sale for half price, and it was $15. Is it $15? I'll have to double check, but I think it was $15. But, I mean, look how beautiful this is. Let's look for some spring options. Look how pretty those are. That lilac lavender shimmer is called Gig. I'm very excited to try this. So this is one of Revolution's. This is one of Revolution's Forever Flawless palettes in the colorway Hype. Well, I might as well finish up the eyeshadows. So one of the companies I was wanting to try eyeshadow products from this year is SMAHBOX. So one day they had these little SMAHBOX palettes on sale for 50% off. They are the always on mood boards, and I got them in 3 different colorways: Fiery Vibes, Earthy Vibes, and Bougie Vibes. So let's take a look at these. This one is the Earthy Vibes. This one is the Bougie Vibes. I don't know. What does bougie even mean? I don't know. And this one is the Fiery Vibes. So, as you can see, this one is a warm tone palette with some peaches, a little warm beige, and they go down to darker shades. And, okay, I gotta try this one. This one is a very orangey gold. Actually, I think it's just maybe more orange than gold. But I like warm shades, so it's nice. This was the original one I decided to order. This was the Earthy Vibes, because I was wanting some more yellows and green, and then it had some neutrals in it. Let's see if this yellow looks yellow or if it looks gold. No, it looks like a light yellow gold. And I want to try this lime green. Very fun, very fun. One more. That's more like a dark army green. And then for Bougie Vibes, we've got some more pinks, purples, mauves kind of colors. There's the pink. There's a purple. That purple almost looks more like a satin. And then we have another very my swatches weren't the best because I just washed off my hand. Or my fingers. Well, my fingers and my hand. But really pretty looks. These are normally $39, I think. They were on sale for $19.50 a piece. Lots of fun. Fun, fun, fun. Now, oops, I guess I've got one more eyeshadow palette. Okay, this was a brand I hadn't tried yet either, and I don't see it around very often. This is the KV company, and this is a Planet FANATIC palette. I don't know if there's a particular colorway for it or not, but this one is completely recyclable. The cardboard container is recyclable. This plastic case is recyclable. There's no magnets, no metals, nothing that would keep it from being recycled. And let's see, I guess I had it upside down. As a result of the type of packaging they used, which, is very commendable because it's all recyclable, There are sometimes problems with the pressing of these shadows. A lot of the reviews said they had received multiple broken pans of shadow when they received it. So I knew that was a particular possibility, but only one of mine, this dark one right here, came cracked. And I very loosely just patted it back in with my thumb to get it back in place. So that's why it looks kind of lumpy here. But I figured that was acceptable, you know, for having everything recyclable. So let's try a couple of these. Now, so far, these look kind of crumbly compared to the SMAHBOX colors. So let's see how they go on. Well, they may have been a little crumbly coming right out of the pan, but they went on very smoothly. And they're very shiny. I'll have to work on getting a lighter application of them because I think they would be too much shine for my wrinkly eyes. But I'm still looking forward to using them. So this one was on sale for $22.50. Now I got things other than eyeshadow. I have I've mentioned it before, this year I have a long list of things I will not buy. And obviously eyeshadow is not on that list. But one thing I was on the list to buy this year was more eyebrow products because I'm still struggling to find the best way to do my very thin, very light eyebrows. And I had heard that the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyebrow products were very good. So I had to buy these on different days. This was the one I got first. And I was having trouble deciding whether taupe or ash brown would be better for me. What I have discovered is sometimes my eyebrows look better if you combine two colors, but I thought the ash brown would probably be better. So I bought this first. It's a trio, and I got it in taupe. So in this package, there were 3 products. There was a pencil, and she calls them brow definer in taupe. And it's kind of a triangular shaped tip. Not sure if you can see it, but it's got a triangular shaped tip. And this one is the actual pencil. It's called Brow Wiz. Brow Wiz. And it's your typical eyebrow pencil with a smaller tip. And then it came with Brow Freeze Gel. And it's clear. It comes with a plastic kind of paddle with short, very close, small teeth on one edge and longer, wider ones on the other edge. Let's see if this will show up. The taupe was a pretty good match for me. It's hard to see on the skin. So there's the taupe. And then later in the sale, I got a full-size Brow Wiz pencil in ash brown. It's got a spoolie on one end, and then the fine pencil on the other end. So here is the ash brown shade, and there's the taupe shade. I think the taupe shade still looks a tiny bit warm compared to the ash brown, but the ash brown might be a little too dark for me, so a combination of the two should work well. And let's see. The full-size pencil was half price. It was $12.50. And the trio of minis was also half price at $12.50. So that trio of minis might be a nice way to try this so you can get several of her products at once. I'm glad I got all of these. Now, I like some Supergoop sunscreen products, but this is one I had never seen before. It's called Supergoop Resetting 100% Mineral Powder. I got it in the shade Light. It's got an SPF of 35. That's not enough SPF for me, but it would be good to add to other SPFs. And this is how you set it up, like that. This bottom part unscrews, but to use it, you have to unscrew this top clear lid, and when you first open it, this is stuck in there to hold the hole closed during shipment and stuff. And when I took it off, there's like no way I can get that back in there again. I tried. So this one, you just shake it and pounce a little bit and you get product coming out of the middle. The shade is so close to my skin color, I'm having trouble like showing it. Okay, so I just took it apart and the tube that goes from here up to there was clogged. So let's try it again. Well, that tube between the powder and the brush is very small. So I guess I shouldn't have worried too much about it falling off and keeping it upright. But here, I just tapped out a little bit from the actual reserve. Well, it is light because it's not even showing up on that white background, but I can see it on my hand, and it's filling in the cracks of my skin very nicely. I'll have to make sure I'm nicely moisturized before wearing this, but I'm always on the lookout for a new sunscreen product. Back to the eyeshadows for a second. I had wanted to try the REM Beauty liquid eyeshadow, and so they had this one on sale for 50% off, and so it was $9 instead of $18. I got it in the color BRB, Be Right Back. This is what it looks like. It will stand up, which is always good when you're dealing with a liquid eyeshadow. And I was wanting just something that would be a nice, subtle, easy one and done look. It's very, it's lightly creamy. It's certainly easy to blend out. You wouldn't need very much to cover the entire eyelid. But it will give you a nice finished look without being over the top. And with the number of very bright and colorful shadows I've gotten lately for spring and summer, this will be a nice change. I also got a Mineral UV Tint from Neutrogena. I like tinted sunscreen because in the summer when I'm really busy, a lot of days I only want to wear tinted sunscreen. And so this one's an SPF 30, so I would have to wear something else with it. Looks like the first drop was a little different colored. I haven't tried this yet. So this is in the shade medium. See, the little first part was a little pink, but we're gonna mix it all together. I don't know, it's looking a little cool toned on my skin, but if that's the case, I could just do some color correcting with it. As it sets down though, it seems to be blending in better. So I've got another option for sunscreen this summer. This winter, I have not been out in the sun very much, so I've been trying to use up a tube of inexpensive SPF 30 sunscreen I got before I'm outside more. But if I'm only going to run to the store or something in the car, then I think SPF 30 is fine to use that up. Now, the next thing I got was this half ounce size of Instafirm. It's expensive stuff, okay? But what it's supposed to do is give you a temporary tightening of the skin around your eyes. Now, I've been able to reduce the effect of my hooded eyes with my skincare treatment, but I still have so many wrinkles. It's really hard to do a good eyeshadow look when everything above the crease is a wrinkly mess. So I'm hoping that that will help with that. I've been looking at it for a while and it's kind of expensive, but I wanted to give it a try. Now let's see. I think we're down to just the fingernail polishes. They had their China Glaze fingernail polishes 50% off. So they were $4.25 a piece. And I had tried one shade that I got on Amazon and it worked nicely. So I went, a little overboard in trying different ones. This one is called Dunescape, and that's what I'm wearing on my fingers today. It's just a very nice nude with a shimmer. I don't know. Well, there's that color. Then I got a color, since it was inexpensive, that would be a little more dramatic. I haven't tried it yet, but I will. Maybe before Halloween, maybe not. But it's called Black Diamond, and it's a shimmer black. Then to go along with my really colorful, bright eyeshadow colors, I got a very vivid orange, and it's called Orange Knockout. I mean, the last polish I had on was fairly orange, but it was not neon like this one. And speaking of neons, I got a neon green, and it is called Tropic Like It's Hot. Very fun. I think it'll be a fun summer shade. Then I got this one. I was hoping it would be a spring shade, but it might be too cool. I might want to wait until winter to wear it. It is called Fields of Lilac. It seems to be a little more gray than lilac, though. It's very cool toned, so we'll see. And then this one is just a white iridescent, and it is called Rainbow. This should be really fun to wear at the pool, don't you think? And finally, to top everything off, I got an Insta-Dry top coat from Sally Hansen. It was also 50% off, and I don't remember how much it was, but I'll put it in here when I do the editing. And I haven't used it yet. I was afraid my nails might be too wet if I did it right before filming. So I will do that. And then there was one more item here. Well, I'll add a picture of it later. I think I might have taken it in to the bathroom. So I got one of Ulta brand eyeshadow sticks. I have at least one other shade of it and I liked it, but they had their, wait, is this it? Oh, here it is. So this is a cream eyeshadow stick and it is in the shade White Lie. This was the only shade they had on sale for 50% off. And since I like a matte white in the corner of the eye, I went ahead and got this one. Yesterday I tested it, but I wasn't able to film, so I can't show you. But I can tell you that it's easy to blend out when you first put it on. Look how easy that is to blend. But after it sets down, it is there. It's not going to budge. It's not going to, crease. It's not going to transfer. It sets down strong. And I wore it on my hand all day yesterday, waiting for it to be quiet enough to film. And, I just washed it off last night and forgot to put it on again this morning. But you can wash it off easily enough, but it does not move once you've got it on, even in this field of glitters here. So I think that was everything. I did a much better job editing it down. I got eyebrow products that I knew I wanted, some new fingernail polishes that I wanted. I've got something to see if I can make some of those wrinkles above my crease, even out for a better eyeshadow look. I got a number of beautiful palettes. I got a nice inner corner white eyeshadow stick. And I'm pleased. I got everything I was looking for. And I was happy with this. So I'll be looking forward to using it. And I've got to go pop on some top coat. Buy anything that you bought or anything you wanted to buy and forgot to buy? Or did you buy completely different things? Let me know what you thought about what I bought. If I bought something that you really don't like, then leave a comment. Let me know why. I mean, it's not like I have a lot of experience with any of these things that I bought. But so let's go to the makeup look for today. Of the items I bought, I used the Neutrogena Mineral UV Tint Face Liquid with SPF 30 as my foundation. If I'm going to be spending, a long time at the pool during the summer, I don't want to put on foundation. I want to put on a tinted sunscreen. And this is the first time I've tried this one. And it's very creamy. It went on well. I got it in the shade medium, and it's the right shade for me. But this is not going to last very long. Because it's creamy, I had to use a lot each time I used it. And so it's just not going to last that long. But I liked it, and I will definitely use it up. Also, just so you know, this is SPF 30, okay? I wouldn't wear this to the pool by itself as my sunscreen. I would put this over one of my other sunscreens that's SPF 50. But I still like it as a substitute for foundation. Okay, so the next thing I used today were my eyebrow products from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I used the little trio that I got in the color taupe, and then I used my full-size eyebrow pencil in the color ash brown. Okay, I got these, and those were the two shades I wanted to, that I figured would work the best. And I have found that using more than one eyebrow shade when I do my eyebrows works best, because of all the gray, all the multitudes of color I've got. I mean, I've got gray, I've got light blonde, I've got light brown, I've got medium brown. I mean, my hair is just like all over the place. But the trios didn't come in the ash brown, but they came in the taupe. So I got these in taupe and this one in ash brown. And I'm really glad I did. Between the two of them, they worked perfectly. So this one was the brow definer. This one's the brow whiz. The brow definer is one like a flatter end, so you can make a larger swash with it. And then the brow whiz is like the pencil. And then that trio also came with the brow gel. This is untinted. And then on this full-size brow whiz, it has a spoolie on the other end. So if you're using this eyebrow pencil, you don't have to search around for a spoolie. You've got one here. And I have like 4 or 5 of them now, I think, but I can never find one unless there's one attached to the eye pencil. So that was the eyebrows and the face. And then for my eyeshadow look, I used this KVD eyeshadow palette. I don't want to open it because it gets kind of crumbly and when I'm using it, and so I haven't cleaned it off yet. But I used this lightest shade as a transition shade. I used the third one. No, I didn't use the third one. I used the fourth one on the bottom to deepen up my crease and my outer corner. I used this light colored shimmer over my lid, blending in to this darker color towards the corner. And then after I had everything all on and blended, I decided to need a little bit more depth in the corner. So I got out a pencil brush and added a little bit of this darker shade. It's like a dark purple. But I just put a little bit on the end of a pencil brush and worked it into the very corner. And that shade is Tidal Flow. So I'm happy with it. I tried putting it on the other day without an eyeshadow primer, and it was a little crumbly. So today I used some of one of my little sample things of eye primer that I'm trying to get rid of use up all my samples. The eye primer from LA Girl. It worked really well. It has enough tint and opacity to kind of cover up my discoloration on my eyelids. So that worked out well. For the rest of my makeup, I used a little bit of this Laura Geller blush in Sunlit Rose. It's a powder, a baked powder. I also added a little of the Rose Cheek Duo from Natasha Denona. And then I tried a new bronzer. Well, I don't see it here. It is Anastasia Beverly Hills bronzer in the shade Cashew. It's really pigmented though, really pigmented. I've got to find a different way to put it on because I kind of made a mess. So if you see some areas with really dark shading instead of bronzing, that wasn't on purpose, okay? That was me screwing it up. But it still looks, you know, pretty good. I was okay to film myself with it. And then on my lips, I've got ColourPop lip gloss. This looks crazy, shiny, bright. But in person, it looks just really nice. This is the shade Runs with Vampires. It's part of their collection from Twilight New Moon collection. And I really like it. I really like it. So I think that's everything that I'm wearing today. So did you enjoy shopping vicariously with me? I hope you liked the video. I don't know. I went really long time this year without really buying anything except buying up slowly all the Alter Ego palettes I wanted. But now spring is here, done a little bit more shopping. And so I've got a new order from Sydney Grace that I want to talk about. I've got some other purchases from Marshalls I want to talk about. A couple new palettes from ColourPop when those were on sale. So we've got more new things to look at, but pretty soon it'll settle down to just trying the things I've got and seeing which ones work best. So if you're still here and you're a subscriber, thank you for watching. If you're new to my channel and you're still here, come on, hit that subscribe button. Nobody's gonna know who you subscribe to unless you tell them. And I really need it. I mean, I've got only a handful of subscribers, and this is what I'm doing, you know, in my retirement. This is the only thing I'm hoping that will eventually be a success after being a really hardworking, boring woman most of my working life. So hit the like, leave a comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time after we're both checking our silver mirrors and being happy and healthy. Bye.